Hello everyone, this is Advocate Meghana Dhairyawan and I welcome you all to MSD Legal channel. You are watching Know the Law series, and in today's episode we are going to discuss about unsecured loan or friendly loan which is given to your loved ones or to the known people. On this channel we have started with another series, namely Legal Short, which covers the legal background of the latest news which are seen on the social media and which is important in our daily lives. So it is always available on this channel, so I advise you to look into the same. Also, I have created a separate playlist on this channel for the Marathi episodes and the English episodes, which are done on various legal topics, and they are also available on this channel. So you definitely have look at it and also share with your friends and family, so everybody is aware about the latest legal developments which are happening in this period. Then let us start with today's episode. So today's episode is about the friendly loan and what caution we should take and how we should prevent against the legal risk which may incur in future. Also, what is the legal remedies which is available in case of default of unsecured loan. So let us start with today's discussion. Let us understand first what is unsecured loan. So unsecured loan or friendly loan is the loan which is generally given in informal manner to a friend or to relative or to any person which is known to you. And obviously, because this is informal loan, there is no documentation which is made for this loan. Moreover, there is no security which is asked. Of course, if it is a petty amount, we will not ask for the security and it is not a big issue as such. However, if it is a substantial amount, then there is a case where if the repayment fails, then what is the legal remedy is available to you is the limited matter. So it is always advisable to have the proper documentation done and proper security whenever you are doing the transaction. So let us understand what can go wrong. So as I have already mentioned that most of the cases there is no documentation or formal agreement which is entered into. However, we can always create a small document or email or even an SMS or even a letter or a document in the form of affidavit on a stamp paper that the loan is been given, what is the purpose of loan, what is the terms of repayment, what is the time schedule that is proposed by the debtor. So all those things we can always ensure and jot it down on the piece of paper. Secondly, most of the cases it is seen that it is a cash loan and therefore it is highly under risk that it is never repaid, because as we are aware that any cash transaction there is no record which is maintained, and therefore in case there is a non-repayment, then it is very difficult to trace the evidences for the firstly releasing that money to the debtor, and then we can ask for the repayment. Therefore it is always advisable to at least check the signed check in your name, of course without mentioning a date on such check, so the amount and name can be given, and cross check can always be secured from the person who is borrowing the amount, so that if anything goes wrong, if there is no repayment or there is some issues with the loan repayment, you can go for the check bouncing remedy which is available under Negotiable Instruments Act. And I have a detailed video on check bouncing cases which is recently recorded and it is available on this channel. I will link the video in the description below. You can always go and refer the same for the detailed overview. So it is always advisable to take signed check from the borrower, so that you can always have the backup for the loan repayment. If then possible, you can always have the joint borrowers instead of single borrower, so that there is a shared responsibility either from one person or from two persons or more than one person, so that the non-repayment scenario never happens. Also, whenever you are creating the documents, always ensure that there are some independent witnesses who are also available and they are attesting the transaction and they are also signing the document as a proof of actual contract that is being executed. Of course, this may seem to be very big things to follow, but what I see practically, because these things are never followed, and these are the very root cause of the major litigations which go on in the civil courts, which are unnecessary and which can easily be mitigated if we follow these basic techniques. Now let us understand what is the risk which is the faced by loan giver person. So mainly it is a non-security, no paperwork. Then he is if it is an interest-free loan, then he is also losing on the interest income which may be received against bank FD or any other investment that could possibly be done by the money lender. Then also there is a case, major risk of future dispute on part of non-repayment or delayed repayment, or repetitive followers has to be given to the borrower. So therefrom the disputes may also come up. Also there is a denial of receiving money, so the question of repayment doesn't happen. So this is what practically we see in day-to-day lives. Even in courts there are a lot of forgery cases which are being filed, lot of fraud cases that is being filed, because this fraud happens basically only out of non documentation, and only on the basis of faith or confidence that you have on the other person. Only on that basis the transaction is happening, and there is no documentation or the formal evidences or the trail which is available for such kind of a transaction, which ultimately end up in litigation or the disputes and the criminal or civil cases into the court of law. So this can easily be mitigated. Also from borrower side there are 2-3 major things which are there. Since there is no record available, even the repayment that happens, that is also nowhere recorded. And then sometimes the money lender can also ask for the higher amounts which is already paid by the borrower. Also in some cases, since it is an emergency or needy kind of a loan, then the person who is lending the money may also ask for the higher interest rates, which is over and above the bank interest rate. However, since the person is on the needy side or on the emergency side, so he may end up paying higher interest rates. Of course, there is a remedy which is available to this issue as well, which is going to be discussed in upcoming videos. There is a separate law which covers such kind of offences to have the higher interest from the borrowers as such. So it has a different legal remedy which is available to them. And moreover, where it is a secured loan, so there is a risk of misappropriation of the security which is kept with the lender person. So borrower may lose the security, or he may be misappropriated by the money lender. This is also one of risk which the borrower may face. So on either side there are risks which are always there, but as such this is an informal transaction conducted based on the trust and confidence. Therefore all those things are never considered, and moreover there is a faith on the repayment that will happen. Now let us see what is the remedy which is available. Mainly the remedy is available under the civil laws, as the transaction is between two persons and it is a civil nature transaction. Therefore based on the amount of money which is involved and which is outstanding from the borrower, there is a court's hierarchy which has been set. So up to 1 crore you can file the case in the small cause courts, and for above 1 crore it is city civil court. So you can always file the petition stating all the facts and details of the loan, and it can be filed in the court of law. However, let me tell you, if we are not vigilant, even law is also helpless to help us, because there is no trail that is being available. There are no evidences which are available. If there is no documentation or no record which is created during such transaction, therefore it is always advisable to create some form of documentation, some form of record, so that there is some evidences are available from your side, wherein even if you file the case, there are greater chances of winning the same. Otherwise you will end up spending lot of money in the litigation, Also you will spend a lot of time in civil disputes. Technically the civil disputes are the longer disputes and longer court cases, and therefore you end up paying higher amount in the litigation. So it is also seen that there is a criminal cases which is being filed from the borrower. Means firstly he defaults on the loan, and then he also files the criminal cases such as 403, that is criminal appropriation of security. So criminal breach of trust of IPC section 403 is the case. Then 463 is the forgery. Then you also have 420, that is cheating. You also have 383, that is extortion, and there are heavier advance punishments in section 387, which is enhanced form of extortion, which provides for the imprisonment of up to 7 to 10 years as well. So you can understand what is the seriousness of these offenses. Also the minor offenses as 503 and 504 of Indian Penal Code, which provides for the imprisonment of 2 or 3 years along with the fine. So all those cases are of very serious nature, and they are cognizable offenses. So you can understand what is the gravity of the problem and what can go wrong, and up to how extent this can go wrong, and how much it will cost you in terms of money and in terms of peace of mind. So I hope you have liked today's discussion, and we have thrown much light on the darker aspects of the friendly loan, and we must consider all those things whenever we are entering into any monetary transaction, how much ever person is known to you. But ultimately when there is a cases of money, especially in this lockdown, lot of people are unemployed, lot of people are losing on their businesses or their jobs. So there is going to be a greater issues with respect to the monetary problem, and therefore a lot of borrowing which may come up may end up in such kind of a litigation and such kind of a legal hassles. So I hope you have liked today's video. So I appeal you everybody to share this with maximum people. Share this on your social media to your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.